What's good, No Limit, man? It's your boy, No Limit LJ. Today I got yeah, man. We react to the top 20 urban legends part 2. If y'all ain't see part 1, go ahead, check it out right there. So make sure y'all leave that like, comment. We gonna dive into it.
Killer elevators. We're sure it sounds familiar. A person steps into an elevator, but suddenly it goes crazy and kills them. While such incidents are rare, they have happened. In 2003, a 35-year-old surgical resident in Texas was entering a hospital elevator after his colleague when
Did he say surgical resident?
Run that back though, too. That's what's funny. But
He said surgical resident. What do you mean? What do you say?
While such incidents are rare, they have happened. In 2003, a 35-year-old surgical resident in Texas was entering a hospital elevator after his colleague when the doors began to close and didn't stop. The doctor was trapped between them. Though his colleague frantically pushed the emergency stop button, it was too late. The elevator began going up. With his upper body inside the car and his lower body outside, the doctor didn't stand a chance. Obviously, multiple safety measures usually prevent this sort of thing. The incident was blamed on faulty wiring. Number 9. The Toxic Lady.
You can't.
Her real name was Gloria Ramirez. She had late-stage cervical cancer and was deteriorating rapidly when she came to the ER. She died less than an hour later. But Ramirez had a bizarre effect on the hospital staff. Multiple people who treated her suffered odd symptoms: fainting, shortness of breath, even temporary...
From a cancer? I ain't know cancer was contagious, like to give you shit.
that's what I'm saying.
She had cervical cancer, bro. What the hell?
What's that?
I didn't know it was contagious.
She died and, became like a motherfucking roach or
A
something.
plague or some shit. She a whole plague got to dying. Everybody getting sick and shit.
paralysis.
For the autopsy 6 days later, the coroner's office built a specially sealed room, and the staff was protected with hazardous duty suits. Afterwards, everyone was hosed down with decontaminants.
A team wearing hazmat suits performed her autopsy, but couldn't explain why those around her had fallen ill. Most experts dismissed it as mass hysteria, until the coroner's office found that Ramirez had been trying to treat herself with dimethyl sulfone cream. When exposed to oxygen,
It had to be something crazy, because how you just getting people sick?
She just said it.
I know, that's what I'm saying. It had to be something crazy. She was treating herself with some cream, he said?
So fun. What'd she say?
treat herself with area until the coroner's office found that Ramirez had been trying to treat herself with dimethyl sulfone cream. When exposed to oxygen, this creates a vapor that affects people like poison gas.
I asked the nurse to start an IV that about coincidentally at the same time I smelled, ammonia. To me it was ammonia. And I kind of made a comment that, that's really strong ammonia, and I kind of felt, like I was going to pass out then.
Number 8. A secret murder. Although Betsy Aardsma died in 1969, the circumstances of her death were so strange that the case still haunts Penn State University. Aardsma, a graduate student, was browsing in an aisle of the library when people nearby heard books falling. They found her lying senseless on the floor, and she was brought to the campus hospital, where a doctor was shocked to discover something no one else suspected. Aardsma had been murdered. The killer had only stabbed her once, and in such a way that she hardly bled at all. Because it took so long to realize a crime had been committed, most evidence at the scene was lost. The phantom killer was never found. Number 7. Dead people mistake...
What?
I gotta hear that story again. No sense.
Yeah, I'm a little lost.
Yeah, one more time.
was browsing in an aisle of the library when people nearby heard books falling. They found her lying senseless on the floor, and she was brought to the campus hospital, where a doctor was shocked to discover something no one else suspected. Aardsma had been murdered. The killer had only stabbed her once, and in such a way that she hardly bled at all. Because it took so long to realize a crime had been committed, most evidence at the scene was lost. The phantom killer was never found. Number 7. Dead people.
Oh, she died hella years after getting stabbed. That's what they saying?
Bro, I was so lost again after we listened to it again. I was like, am I tripping again or I'm still lost?
And she barely bled.
He said the dude stabbed her in a way where she lost little blood.
Little to no blood. And there was no evidence.
I'm confused, bro. No.
Hope that shit don't happen to me.
Mistaken for Halloween decorations.
In fact, I didn't know what happened until I'd already went by. I saw the flood.
That was part of a 911 call made by a man in Tennessee who was heading to work. He made the call after he saw what appeared to be a dead body lying in his neighbor's driveway.
You've probably noticed that Halloween decorations.
Why you ain't have me hook up your
A dead body lying in his neighbor's driveway.
You've probably noticed that Halloween decorations have been getting more and more gruesome and realistic. This has
I
led.
guess motherfuckers walk down like, that's a real body.
So we was like, hey, that ain't dead.
That nigga dead. Damn.
Halloween decorations have been getting more and more gruesome and realistic. This has led to a strange problem. People mistaking real dead bodies for fake ones. This happened in 2005 in Frederica, Delaware, and in 2009 in Marina del Rey, California, after the bodies of people who had taken their own lives were thought to be Halloween pranks. There was another case in 2014 in Spring Hills, Florida, after a man hanged himself in his garage. A pair of handymen found the body, assumed it was a mannequin, and brought it to a dump, only for the landfill workers to note that
They had to go in there like literally after he killed himself. Wouldn't that shit stink? Like for real, like they had to be fresh to go in there like afterwards.
And they like, oh man,
They dumped this nigga.
not feeling like he was damn near cold.
Alright, like what? Whole time, bro, that gotta be an inside job or something, bro, because
Weird.
bodies have weight to it. You know what I'm saying?
That you don't know what I'm saying about man. You said a mannequin? Yeah.
A real body gonna have some weight, bro. It could be a kid and you still gonna be like, damn, this would feel like a body. Like, yeah, they damn near killed that nigga.
it was in fact a corpse.
All 4 of them convinced themselves that it was some Halloween-type prop. Obviously, they felt it was very realistic.
That's because it was real.
Maybe we should tone down the decorations just a...
Maybe because it was real.
Duh. Come on, it felt realistic.
That's because it was real.
Maybe we should tone down the decorations just a little bit. Number 6, buried alive.
Take care, Murph.
Oh, y'all know this shit.
Being buried alive is many people's biggest fear, and it has certainly happened before when people have been falsely declared dead. Horrifyingly, it's also happened on purpose. In 1987, an Illinois businessman was kidnapped and held for ransom. For some weird reason, the kidnappers buried him in a box with water and a breathing tube.
So they buried this dude with water and a breathing tube. A businessman. Let's see how this ends.
Unfortunately, the tube failed, and by the time police arrived, he was dead. There was another case in 2020 when a man in Jingbian County, Shaanxi Province, China, allegedly buried his 79-year-old mother in a shallow grave. Miraculously, she was reportedly rescued by police who dug her out. Number 5. Bodies in rugs. You may have seen this in movies before. A murderer rolls their victim up in a rug and carries it off without arousing suspicion. It's happened enough in real life to make you wonder if fiction inspired reality or the other way around. For one thing, a discarded carpet doesn't usually attract much attention. In Douglasville, Georgia, a body rolled up in a carpet inside an abandoned house wasn't discovered for months in 2022. Of course, if someone's feet happen to be sticking out of the rug, it's a little more noticeable. A pedestrian spotted one like that in Manhattan in 2019. In both cases, police were unable to determine what had happened. So beware, a rug may be more sinister than it seems. Number 4. Secret sharers.
I'm like, who the heck are you? Why are you in my house? And she keeps kind of going, this is my house. I live here. I've been here for 3 days.
Ever misplaced something at home? You were sure it was right there, but somehow it's in another room. Well, probably you're just misremembering. Otherwise, it's a ghost. Or worse, a secret sharer living in your house. It may sound impossible, but people have pulled it off. In 2017, a woman in Arlington, Virginia thought she heard footsteps overhead after moving into a new apartment. 6 months later, she found the attic door open and discovered someone had been living there. She never knew who it was. In 2008, a Japanese man noticed food and other items going missing, so he installed security cameras in his house. It turned out that a woman was living above his closet and had gone undetected for a year.
집 앞 CCTV도 싹 잘라놨거든. 나 여기 온 거 아무도 몰라요.
They talking about they called the police. Boy, I'm finna go kill him first. What are you doing in my attic?
6 months.
Yeah, bro, 6 months chilling. That's tough.
나 잘했지 언니? 말끝마다 언니 언니.
Number 3. Dead people in drinking water.
When they peered inside, they saw that Elisa Lam was floating face up. She was in a considerable state of decomposition.
Sorry, we know it's gross, but it does occasionally happen. One famous case in 2013 was at the Cecil Hotel in California. Guests complained that the water coming from their taps had a strange color and smell. As it turned out, a young woman's body was in the hotel water tank. She had gone missing a few weeks earlier. More recently, as the western U.S. faces a terrible drought, people have been disturbed to find that Lake Mead, one of the largest drinking water reservoirs in the country, contains a number of dead bodies, which are now being exposed as the water recedes. If it makes you feel any better, drinking water that's been around a corpse isn't usually harmful, just really, really disturbing. Number 2.
That ain't harmful. Ain't you gonna catch it? Right, he talking about it ain't harmful. What?
Bugs living in people. When an insect flies into your eye or some other part of your face, it's bad for everyone, including the insect, which will likely be swatted. It's the bugs who enjoy being inside people that are truly horrifying. Take itch mites.
Adult mites will often seek out a new host. They do this by hitching a ride on sheets, linens, or through skin-to-skin contact.
They're so tiny you don't even know they've burrowed into your flesh until you develop an itchy rash. You may also be interested to know that some flies pass on parasitic loa loa worms when they bite. These worms swim around beneath your skin and your eyes, sometimes visibly. They can also inflate your brain and kill you. But unfortunately, getting rid of them is very difficult. If that freaks you out, trust us, you're not alone.
The doctors prepare the girl for a difficult procedure.
So they lay her in this chair.
I felt helpless, worried.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them.
If y'all like this video, man, leave down below some more requests. What's up to Twan? Make sure y'all leave that like, comments. NoLimitNation, we going up. And we out.